Tomodachi Life Living the Dream has been out for over a week now, and I've been having a great time with it. And amongst the new features and additions in this game, today in this video I want to touch on the new Mii voices, specifically how the UK English and US English voices differ, and how you could try out the different voices for yourself regardless of what region you live in. Now, if you're one of those people like me who has watched the different regions' directs for this game, you're bound to have noticed something almost immediately. Well, aside from the different Miis and narrators used, how the Miis themselves sound is different between each other. I mean, well, of course they do. They use different settings, but I'm talking about how the accents themselves sound. For reference, the direct that played for the American market uses a more American sounding voice.
Hey there. It's nice to meet you, leader. I'm Angie. I can't wait to start living here.
While the version used for the UK, Europe and Australia uses a more British sounding voice.
You're the caretaker, right? It's nice to meet you. I'm Marie. You seem nice. I'm sure we'll get on great.
Now, the only assumption this would be the case is that the game would appeal to audiences in these regions where those accents are mostly the norm. You may also be aware this also applies to the game's lingo. For example, when you're leveling up a Mii, the US version says presents, while the European, UK and Australian version labels it as prezzies. This is, again, to appeal to audiences where such lingo and terms are the norm. Tomodachi Life aficionados would know that this is the same for the 3DS version as well, where the US and European versions were both English, but sounded different and certain phrases or things in the game were spelt differently or had different words, but they all had the same meaning. Back then, this is handled with the game having different regional versions, a US version, a European version, a Japanese version, and a South Korean version. Notably because the 3DS back then was region locked. These days, with the Switch being region free, aside from the cover art being slightly different, fundamentally the exact same version of the game is released worldwide, with all the different languages, lingo and voices included, including both US and UK or European English. So you may think, because all of these are included in the game now, no matter where I buy it, could I go about trying these out? And the answer is actually yes, so here's how to do it. Now, this part of the tutorial will vary slightly depending if you're on a Switch 1 or Switch 2, but on your console you want to head to the system settings, scroll down to the system tab, and find the language and region options. If you're on a Switch 1 and want to try out the different version of English, click on the region tab. If you're wanting to try out American English, but if you're in a European country, you want to change this to the Americas, or vice versa, if your console is set to the Americas and you want to go for UK English, you change this to Australia, New Zealand, or Europe. Press A on the one you want, press next, accept the agreement, and then restart your console. And if you're on a Nintendo Switch 2, simply head to the system settings, head down to the system option again, head to language and region, and instead of changing the region, you want to change the language instead. Same kind of principles before. If you're in the UK or Australia and want to test out US English, press English US. If you're in the US and want to see European English, press English UK and Australia. Press that and restart your console. Now that we're back in, if you see the clock in the top right hand corner of the screen change between 12-hour and 24-hour, you've got it. Now that we're back in, simply boot up Tomodachi Life and see the changes for yourself. Your save file should not be affected in any way by doing this. And if you want to change it back to what it was before, simply do what you did to change the language or region earlier. But now that we're in, let's do a voice comparison with Angie here, using the same settings for both US and UK regions. This is her with the US setup.
My name is Angie. It's nice to meet you. Today is April 25th, 2026. So, how does this voice sound?
And this is how she sounds with UK English.
My name is Angie. It's nice to meet you. Today is the 25th of April, 2026. So, how does this voice sound? Do you like it? My name is Angie.
She sounds pretty different between the US and UK English, right? Anyway, that's gonna wrap up this pretty quick video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something new today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.